Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
And a sunrise it was this morning. I have my sunglasses on. What a beautiful morning. 27 degrees on the hill in Ripley. The pond was froze over, the bird bath was froze over, but the sun was shining. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. And many of you I know have been watching us for years and years, and we are in our 10th season. I know that seems hard to believe. Approaching 500 shows. Coming up, Justin, pretty soon. Pretty soon. I can't, no, I'm not telling you who the guest is. You'll find out. Our 500th guest is already playing, and we're working on it. All right. Well, good. I made a little chart here, folks, because every week you hear me stop and stammer. So let's go through the numbers. So first of all, those of you that are watching me live, good morning. For those of you who are watching me later on, we are at 2 and 4 every day here on channel 1301 Spectrum, and you can watch us throughout the week. You can watch us on YouTube forever and ever. And for those that are in the Netherlands, in Germany, good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock there. For Natalia and friends in the Ukraine, good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock there. And for anybody that's watching us in Australia, good tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock Sunday morning already. So it's like, how is this possible? So we're spanning all kinds of time zones here. If you're in Hawaii, I don't even know what time it is, 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So we're streaming live around the world, and I'm glad you could join us. For those of you that are watching it, or listening to us, not watching, listening to us on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. We're so happy that you tune in, because so much of what we talk about here in Mayville, we're just in the center of the county. Everything is important to everybody because we all work in each other's villages and towns. We travel in and out of the county. So everything we talk about pretty much affects everybody. So it's not necessarily just in a particular spot of the county. And that's part of our mission. So I'm glad you've joined us wherever you are and whatever day of the week it is. Okay, let's remind you that this is a live show, and we'll be taking phone calls if you like. 716-753-5225. And during the week, if you think, oh, I forgot to call in, or you have an announcement that you'd like to share with us free of charge, just email me at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. And that's how we get a lot of our announcements. And we'll be happy to share that the following week. Okay? I always recommend, if your club or organization is planning something, think about ahead of time. Don't send it to me the week that your event's going to happen, because chances are it's already done. But do it a week or two ahead of time, and we can always repeat it if need be. Okay? Lots of times I get things in the email, and it happened like the day before today, like yesterday, or it's going to happen, but it was like 8 o'clock this morning. So give us some lead time, and we'll get it on the air for you. All right. Snow is in the forecast, Justin. You got your snow shovel all warmed up?
No, we still gotta move.
Oh, you got to. Oh, we don't want too much snow. No. Okay. Well,
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, of course, you're in Jamestown. You're in sunny Jamestown. I live over in Ripley on the escarpment, and they're calling for some snow this Monday night into Tuesday. So I don't know what that means exactly. It always scares you when they say, well, it looks like about 3 inches, but it could be more. I don't know. But so I got to get my front loader on my tractor ready, and you never know. But it's that time of year, isn't it? We got through Thanksgiving. I came out of my turkey coma about 9 o'clock last night. My dog is like, he was, somehow he was catching a lot of crumbs and things on the floors. People get a little turkey here, a little something there. He's just like, whoa. Anyways, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know some folks are celebrating this weekend. It's easier to get the family together. But anyways, it's a nice time of year to get family together and, swap stories, enjoy breaking bread together and so on. But it's also the beginning of, the Christmas season. And we're going to be talking Christmas again. Last week, we talked about the Chris Kindle Market up in Buffalo at the Opera House. And today, we're going to be talking about Toys for Tots. My friend Pat Smeraldo's in the house, and we're going to be talking about all the unbelievable work that he and that whole organization do for our kiddos in Chautauqua County. So that's coming up pretty quick here. Let's see what else we got here. For those of you that have been following my video podcast with Jim McQuiston, Oak Island Plus series, hopefully you watched it last week, but if you didn't, it's on YouTube, and you just look up Oak Island Plus, and the whole series is on YouTube forever and ever and ever. So we're really pleased that that's been working out. We hit 14,000 views, cumulatively speaking. And if you're interested, because it's a kind of a local thing, Jim is from Northeast Pennsylvania. You probably have seen him here on the show, but he's been on international TV. He's been seen around the world, and he's got 10 books on the topic. And it's just a lot of fun. And we do a lot of research together. So anyways, that's on YouTube. I'm just looking at my notes here. All right. Well, I want to get to some of my announcements here right now, so I have enough time for my guest to discuss what's going on in the county with Toys for Tots. So let's take some time. All right, right off the bat, remember I said it's that time of year? Well, it sure is. Over at Lakeshore Center for the Arts, my third home, it seems like, we're going to be producing and doing It's a Wonderful Life radio play. I was shocked to see my picture on this ad, but that was taken about 6 or 7 years ago. I'm the announcer, believe it or not, for the radio show. Now you might say, well, I don't get it. What's a radio show? All right, so imagine you're in the 1940s. I'm guessing, let's say mid-40s. And back in those days, radio was a big deal. There wasn't really TV. And so people would take on these roles of characters. And there was somebody that was like a special effects person. They're called a folio artist, and they would take cups and they would clomp them on the table so it sounded like somebody walking, or they'd have little doors to slam and bells for different things and water slushing around. And so this is a real live radio show of It's a Wonderful Life. So the same same, almost word for word, same cast as the Jimmy Stewart version, except it's a radio show. And so let me read here. It's a wonderful live radio play at the Lakeshore Center for the Arts by Joe Landry. It's going to be held only on Saturday, December 9th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. It's going to be directed by my friends Libby Cardi-Sherino and Kelly Matthews. 4 of us from the original cast are going to be there, and we've picked up 3 more, replacing other folks. So it's going to be John Daly, Diane Scarpine, Kelly Matthews, Joan Caruso, myself, Barb Johnson, Libby Sherino, and then Foley artist Karen Seeger Cockrum. And then our sound person, Judy Waite-Washington, will be up in the sound booth. And she actually has a little bit of a role in the play as well, because with live radio, you have the person saying, okay, Mr. Whatever, 5, 4, 3, and it's right part of the show. It's lots of fun, and it gets pretty dramatic. And the fun part is I get to do like 6 different voice characterizations during the play. So I'm Freddie Fillmore, who's the radio announcer. There's advertisements for products, and there's singing in there. And then I get to play also Uncle Billy, who's the crazy drunk uncle that makes a mess of the whole thing. And without him, there would be no story. But anyways, good time. And it's going to be free. And they're just asking for donations if you choose to do a donation. So December 9th, we'll talk about this again, 2 and 7 p.m. Lakeshore Center for the Arts, right in Westfield. All right, each year, let's keep going. Each year, the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce presents the Pam Leidick Coalition Builder Award during its annual meeting in December. This is really important because you'll see why in a second. This year, the award is going to someone that's been on my show twice, and then a representative of the group he works with for a 3rd time. Shiloh was here. And the award is going to Bishop Leecroft Clark. Remember him, Justin? Bishop Clark is currently the part-time project director for the IDEA Coalition, which stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility, whose mission is to make Chautauqua County a place where everyone belongs and has opportunities to thrive. Over the past 18 months, he has worked to bring leadership and coordination to the coalition's efforts, including multiple meetings with community members and communities of color directly impacted by the work, as well as focusing on alignment of the diverse perspectives and experiences of stakeholders. He is focused not only on the work, but on making sure that the efforts are county-wide. Now, Pam Leidick was the very first president and CEO of the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce, having pulled together a variety of smaller community business organizations in order to strengthen the whole financially and pragmatically and programmatically. Following her untimely passing in 2012, the Chamber launched this award in her memory to recognize an individual who has worked hard to bring groups of people together around a common goal or objective to move the region forward in a positive direction. The Chamber Board of Directors was pleased to select Bishop Clark as this year's awardee, and the award will be presented during the Chamber's annual meeting December 8th at the Moonbrook Country Club. So just let you know, you could go to that. I think this is absolutely awesome. Bishop Clark is probably saying, I don't need to have this award. He's a very humble man, and I think he's probably would just say, just give it to somebody else. But anyways, Bishop Clark, congratulations, and we look forward to having you on the show and continue to talk about the good work that the coalition is doing. Many organizations talk about bringing the people together. These folks are doing it. Okay, and I just got this in from Todd Tranum not long ago. Dream It, Do It, Western New York, here in Chautauqua County. Coming up this Wednesday, November 29th at 4:45 at Cummins Engine Plant over in Lakewood. It's going to be in the large training room. The media, there's going to be an announcement from the Dream It, Do It, Western New York. Okay. The event is being held to announce the launch of the Dream It, Do It Advanced Manufacturing Program in Chautauqua County. Through the input and support of manufacturers, students, educators, funders, and stakeholders, Dream It, Do It Western New York has redesigned its approach toward building the workforce pipeline of the future. This group is about connecting, engaging, enriching, challenging, and rewarding students on their way to manufacturing career paths. This program will bring together a variety of key stakeholders who have engaged with or supported this program and those who are essential partners as they move forward with the Dream It group. After the announcement portion, attendees will be provided an opportunity to tour the Cummins plant. Now, if you're interested, give Todd a call at 483-1833 or 499-2167. Again, 483-1833 or 499-2167. Now, I could have skipped this altogether, but I got to tell you, this is something near and dear to my heart. Having worked for the Chautauqua County BOCES, or Erie to Chautauqua BOCES for a million years, I was responsible for a lot of the vocational technical programs there, and we can't do enough to get young kids involved with the trades and the technical field that we need here in Chautauqua County. I always say, name me 5 electricians. Name me 2 electricians. Name me a plumber. Can you find one? Who's a carpenter? Who's going into nursing? And all the fields that the technical fields, the computer skills, whatever is automotive, that we need in our daily lives. And there's shortages everywhere. Well, this group, where they dream it, do it, they bring kids together to really start thinking about all those sciences and technologies and wrap it all together. So they're working together to do that. All right, over in Dunkirk, the holiday parade is going to be December 1. The Dunkirk Holiday Parade will be held December 1 from 6:30 p.m. on Central Avenue. The parade is presented by event sponsor Special Medals of Dunkirk, along with the support from the New York State Office for People with Developmental Disabilities, Refresco, and the Botox Barn and Wellness. The Grand Marshal of the parade will be Dave Rowley, my buddy, who recently retired from WDOE after 31 years of dedicated service. I was on his show a number of times. This year's theme is Holiday Movie Magic, which encourages participating entries to decorate their vehicles, floats, and people with a favorite holiday movie or cartoon theme. Justin, we could do Back to the Future. I could be the professor. You could be Marty. What do you say? No. Nah. Floats are encouraged to play their favorite music from Christmas. Parade lineup is 5 o'clock. On 3rd Street between Robin and Central Avenue, the event will feature pre-parade entertainment from 5:30 to 6:30 at City Hall. The parade will begin promptly at 6:30 p.m., traveling south towards City Hall, and ends at Brooks Memorial Hospital on 6th. Trophies will be awarded to the favorite parade entries. Man, everybody's having a parade. Last week I announced the Westfield Parade. That was lots of fun with Carol. It was cold and windy, but we managed. And let's see. But every town, I think, is having some type of parade. Now, let's see. I got to see what this is here. Ooh, Handmade Gifts Christmas Workshop. Who's this from? Give me a second. I'm not sure. All right, let's skip that for a minute. Let's go to slide 17. Okay, all right. There it is. I got it. Thanks. Handcrafted from the Heart over in Mayville. We're over on 38th South Erie Street. Here we go. I got it. They're sponsoring Handmade Gifts Christmas Workshop, and that would be starting today, and then the next following Saturdays from 11 to 4 p.m. Join them Saturday, beginning on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is today, running through the Saturday before Christmas for their first ever Handmade Gifts Workshop. Participants can pop in between 11 and 4 and choose from a selection of handmade gifts that can be made. They'll have so many items to choose from that can be made and gifted, from mugs to planners to a whole lot more. During these 5 weeks, local artisans will be joining them, providing additional items to make that they specialize in. Your price will be based on the projects that you choose to make. And as they get closer, a full list of projects will be detailed, and some of which will be on a specific date and not all Saturdays. No registration will be needed for these workshops. Simply pop in and then let them know what you're interested in. So this is going to be Handcrafted from the Heart And this is sponsored by the Mayville Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce. And it's called Handmade Gifts Christmas Workshop every Saturday between now and Christmas from 11 to 4. All right, now let's go to Ripley. Ripley Hose Company Auxiliary Visit with Santa. That's going to be held December 9th. Okay, it's going to be at the Ripley Fire Hall on South State Street. Pictures with Santa and Mrs. Claus by Cunningham Photography, $3 each or 2 for $5. Lighting of the town Christmas tree was held last night. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. Hang on. Let me just make sure I got what's going on here. So there's all things going on throughout that day. There's going to be Meter's going to have a special pancake breakfast. One of my sponsors, Noah's Ark, is going to be open. The public library is having a vendor fair. Well, Lakeside Golf Course is going to help you create golf ball ornaments at their place. Meter's going to have a chicken barbecue that day. Santa parade through the town at 12:15. Visit with Santa at the fire hall, 1 to 4. Let There Be Light Band Presbyterian Church, 2 to 4. Main Street Pizza is going to do some cookie fun, and Cooney's Ice Cream will be open from 2 to 8. So a lot going on in Ripley as well. So that's going to take us to a little break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Dear Santa, I hope you are having a good day in the North Pole. Is it cold all the time there? Is that why your cheeks are so rosy? I bet all of your reindeer are very excited.
All right, guys.
Is your beard long? My dad's is scratchy. My mom says I'm a good helper. But you didn't come last year. Was my chimney broken? Or did you forget? I do that sometimes. I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too.
Donate to Toys for Tots and help the Marines deliver hope to a child in need.
Well, that pretty much kicks off today's show, Toys for Tots. I want to welcome back my friend, Pat Smeraldo. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Doc. How are you? Thank you for
After
having us.
watching that little ad, I was like, my heart's going bum, 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 bum.
Those, the Marines send us those. They're tearjerkers for sure.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to do a Harry Potterism here.
Oh.
Okay. Y'all have seen Harry Potter, right? Justin and I are Harry Potter freaks. And I remember that one scene where he comes down the stairs and Ron says, "Harry, there's a present for you." And he's got like, "I've got presents?" And that's sort of like that show, that ad we just saw right now. You know, we all think in our own homes, everybody has everything the same. No, it's not. And sometimes there isn't anything under the tree, or there isn't a tree, or whatever. Our culture here in the United States and other countries is Christmas is a time for kids and giving and sharing and that sort of thing. But all things aren't equal, are they?
No, they're not, especially in Chautauqua County.
Right.
Gosh, no.
And, you know, I want to kick this thought off right now. I don't think people living in Chautauqua County realize that as far as last time I did my research, we are the second poorest county in New York State.
That's accurate, yes. We're very poor. We are still struggling to come out of the pandemic. I mean, I know that's hard to believe, but people still are. You know, just last year, we in Chautauqua County, because we go from Jamestown to Dunkirk, we served 1,634 families and 4,437 kids, and we have surpassed that number already. And today's the 26th of November. Mm-hmm. So we do our distribution on December 16th. So we have a little bit more to go here. So the portal's open, and agencies have been calling, and we assist agencies and things like that as well. So It's been busy.
Okay, and we'll get to all that here in a little bit. So let's go back to this poverty thing. Mm-hmm. There is this almost invisible part of our culture, or visible part of our community. And when I say community, I mean Chautauqua County as a whole. You know, people think community is just your neighborhood or your what defines a town or a village. But if you think of Chautauqua County as a community at large, 120,000 people, which really isn't very many people. There's a lot of people struggling, and I don't think we as a whole understand that. And there's a lot of young people that are struggling. There's a lot of senior citizens that are struggling, and this can be real stressful, a time for families to try to meet the cultural expectations of Christmas. Am I close to that?
You're 150% accurate. I mean, when kids are in school and they're socializing, it's December. I mean, what are they talking about? They're talking about Christmas and you know, the holiday and traditions and gifts, and the internet has sped that process up with advertisements of things and this, that, and the other thing. So when they are exposed to that 24/7, it's only a topic of conversation, you know, with the kids.
Lots of peer pressure.
Absolutely.
And you know, the kids have their expectations, and then the parents try to meet those expectations. And you know, I have to admit that I have run into people that have 2 and 3 jobs, you know, and more 3 jobs. You know, it may not be full-time jobs, but they're working a 3rd job to pay for the babysitter that's covering them during the other 2 jobs, things like this. So, and then, like you say, then the kids, they see all these commercials, and you know, sometimes I wish we just shut the TV off and just kind of pull back a little bit on some of this. But and you know, and I don't know if kids honestly think that every Christmas they should be getting Xboxes or whatever they call them these days, or you know, big gifts. But those are things you see on TV.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it was like for when you were in Christmas, but you know, we got, you know, not extravagant things. They were just nice things, you know.
Sure.
Whether they were fire trucks or erector sets or, you know, little science lab things, but they weren't these like multi-gazillion-dollar things. And you know, I truly believe that children will be happy with something.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I think that parents sometimes worry too much about some of that. And you know, well, what if the kid goes to school and all they got was, you know, well, that's the best that you can do.
Yeah.
And so on. So
when you think about our gift stock, just to touch on that just a little bit. So we go from birth up to teenagers, to 18. So when people make cash or monetary donations, a lot of that money goes towards ages that are missed in donations. What ages are missed? Babies. People don't think about babies a lot, or do they think about teens? And we go to teens. So the Marines send us a small shipment to get going, and then we have the luxury of buying from companies at a discount because the Marines are all bonded together with Toys for Tots. So one of the gifts, I was just there at the warehouse last evening, and quick first thing this morning, I looked in teens. Our girls are hair dryers. So that's a possibility. A teen girl will get a hair dryer or a curler, a little makeup kit or something like that. I don't think it's too much to ask for a 16-year-old girl to be able to have a hair dryer so she feels comfortable going to school.
You know, telling tales out of school here at my house, when we go on a trip, when my daughter was home, you know, and we would go, my daughter would have 2 suitcases. One was shoes and a hair dryer, and then her clothes. And now that she's grown up and gone, when we go on a trip, my wife panics if she forgot a hair dryer. So I mean, we don't think about those things, us guys, anyways. I mean, we just hop in the shower, blah, 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 and we're done. But hair dryers are a social status thing, and I would never have thought of that until this very moment, until you said that.
Shower kits for boys, you know, things like that. Just at an age where it can be confusing, you know, between 14 and 17, just those things that you and I take for granted, they're essentials to people at some place.
The only thing is look good, feel good.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
And you know, you walk into school and you're all scraggly and you got a half a beard and you don't have the things like that. You know, and of course, I've been wearing a beard since I don't know how long, but I see these commercials for shavers or razors, and they'll say, you know, look how expensive these things are. Well, I don't even pay attention because I got some big razor that I use like 43 times, you know, because I don't need it. But think about the kid that does need to have a razor or whatever, and it does get expensive, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Books. I mean, the Marines lately have been really, they've made a deal with a couple of book companies to send us books. We give a lot of books out. And you would be stunned at what a Harry Potter book, we have boxes of them that we're giving out to introduce people to Harry Potter, children to Harry Potter. So that's, when you think about that, you guys are, I don't want to use the word fanatic. If that's rude, I apologize. But
Yeah, we're fanatics.
Yeah, but that's, to...
I have my Gryffindor sweater. I should have worn it today. He's got his Ravenclaw cloaks, Justin. But, and this is true confessions. I've read the series 3 times, all 7 books.
Sure.
So, I mean, I've seen every movie. You've lost count. But, I mean, it's a cultural thing. And, Harry Potter books are fun. And the kids are rediscovering Harry Potter after 20 years. I've noticed there's been a big resurgence of that. So all those books are getting collectible now.
Yeah, there you go. But that's just the wide range, board games, puzzles that people can sit down and socialize, families, hopefully, sit down, play a board game, Monopoly, whatever. But those are the things that, the different things that come across our hands to distribute. So, I mean, it's just, if you wanted a Barbie doll, I can get you as many as you need right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes we fill in those gaps with the cash donation.
Just to share this, and probably you said board games. I'm assuming maybe chess.
Yeah, chess, checkers.
One of my favorite memories of growing up was my dad teaching me how to play chess when I was maybe 10 years old. And he taught me, and I'd sit there and I'd try my darndest to beat him, and he beat me with his knights, just his knights. He wouldn't move anything else, just his knights. I go, what are you doing? And then over time, I got better and better and better. And I taught every one of my kids to play chess.
That's awesome.
Every one of them. And my son Justin, my youngest, this is no lie. When he was little, I don't know, 12 years old, we sit laying on the floor playing chess, and we'd have the TV on. He's watching TV. I'm trying to strategize how to beat him. I could not beat him. To this day, I can't beat him. I don't know how he does it. And he's not even paying attention to the game.
Right.
So then, to take it one step further, my granddaughter, Kyla, she's 18 now, but when she was like 11 years old, we played chess.
Sure.
And when she comes over, like during the summer, and she just wants to hang out with me, she goes, how about we play some chess? And then, and why I'm saying this is, people say, well, chess isn't an Atari or isn't an Xbox. There's something magical about sitting down with your grandpa or somebody, and next thing you know, they're challenging the other kids in the room. Or I'll have other kids to say, you know how to play chess?
Yeah.
They go, teach me. They want. And because we keep thinking about kids as from our adult mind, not as the kid. The kid wants to learn to play chess.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want those simpler things. They don't necessarily want everything they see on TV.
Right. Yeah, it's a socialization. It's a learn to take your turn. You got to think one step ahead. Things like that. Yeah, it gets you to think.
Strategy, mathematics, angles, everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at is parents, grandparents are listening right now. It doesn't have to be the expensive stuff. No. The only thing is, don't lose the pieces.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem. Right. My wife is big into the Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. My mom was the same way. Put them in a big old Ziploc.
Yeah.
Because when you lose one of those pawns, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's roll back the tape a little bit because you were giving me some information before the show. Where does the Toys for Tots start? And I'll let you tell the story.
Well, in the county, or in overall, it was
go
1947. We talked about this last year, and I came with my data today. 1947, Marine Corps Reserve Major Bill Hendricks was in California. His wife, the story goes that she made these ceramic porcelain dolls and gave them to him and said, go to donate them to someone, and he couldn't find anyone. So he talked about it with his troop, and they said, start one, and that's literally how it started, and it's now around the world. It's but literally just like a small nutshell. And I can't say enough about the Marines, and obviously, I'm some hero, complimenting them, but everything is done first rate, first class. If we needed something tomorrow, it'd be here by Tuesday, bottom line. Those are the luxuries that we have to fill such a high need, is that we have something like that to fall back on. So,
at least in my mind, you always saying these Marines as big tough guys, and here they are concerned about little kids.
True.
How cool is that?
It's incredibly cool, and to see them help come to events to lift things. Whatever. They're a phone call away. And it's great. And that only, when I think other people see that help us, like you just described, they then give a little bit more of their effort too.
So where locally are the Marines? I mean, where are they housed?
I believe there's a recruiting hub at the BWB building. I mean, in downtown Jamestown. I actually deal with the Army National Guard, and he helps me out a ton too. Dylan Anthony's a former student of mine, but yeah, they're locally in the county. They're not as, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, that it'd be over in the post office. You'd see them come to recruit, but we were talking about a toy drive next week, and Heather Brown, who kind of organizes the whole thing in the county, she talked about getting a couple Marines to show up. And I've been to toy drives where they've stood there with us, and they're dressed blues, and it's an incredible sight to see.
Yeah.
So and it, I think, when a community sees, I think that the dedication and the outpouring that they throw into something, like I say, it makes it really feel complete. To me, it does.
Yeah.
I just think it's incredible, and to know that I've been traveling. We were in Flagstaff, Arizona. My kids and my wife tease me a lot about Toys for Tots, because even though it's a hard season, because it's you're lifting and in the warehouse, all kinds of wacky hours. They have to come with me and stuff. But we're in Flagstaff a couple years ago during spring break, and we were in a diner, and they had a Toys for Tots bucket on the counter next to where you could put your change. And my wife pointed, and I said, I'm not going to collect in April, but that's a good idea. Yeah, but that's the reach of it. It's worldwide.
Part of the community's fabric.
Yeah, when I've told people, when I've done my things in the communities, how'd you get started? Well, the Resource Center, and then on top of that with Toys for Tots, and it's given me a chance to meet a ton of incredible people, number one, and just to, see the community, how it's morphed into where we're at today and things like that.
Okay, so 1947, California. We're in Chautauqua County. How long has it been here? Do you know?
Oh,
roughly.
22 years. Heather Brown and Terry Johnson started this on their own. I want to say 22 years ago. Girls, I'm sorry if I made a mistake. Literally started it with like 10 families.
Okay.
And it's grown into 4,000 kids. I do a consulting job for the Resource Center for Chautauqua Connections, Inc. And you spoke of coalitions. We have a child's coalition of all the agencies that meet together. The Marines are very easy with their process to be able to award children toys, where now care coordinators may work for the county. We have a couple of those that they know the families the best. They can sign up on behalf of Toys for Tots with the county and then distribute the toys for us. So we'll have agencies show up at the warehouse to pick up boxes of things for the kids that they serve in the community. Okay. So that's how we went from 10 families to 4,000 kids.
So it seems to me that I remember when I was working up in Fredonia along Route, give me a second, 20, there was a building with 2 Marines out front, or toy soldiers. Is that the same group?
Yeah, they do a jingle. I apologize. Jingle on the Rocks. They do a big party up there for us. Actually, one of our biggest supporters in all of Toys for Tots is Kirk's Jewelers. They've taken it over, where they've become, not only do they give an immense amount of time and money to this, but they are a drop center. So you'll go in to pick up the toys from Kirk's, and they'll be heaping over boxes and things like that. So we have a few of those, not a few, more than a few of those key partners throughout the county.
And we're going to get to them in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got this huge list. It's going to take me a while to get through it, but we're going to do it.
Anywhere you'd see a toy soldier, that would probably be Toys for Tots.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's just pretend it was 22 years ago or thereabouts, and it started with 10 families, and now it's grown to, what we say, 1,600 plus.
1,600 families, 4,400 kids.
4,400 kids, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, it's.
When
you're looking at 120,000 people in the county.
If I was superintendent of schools in Ripley, that would be, give me a second to do the math, that's 5 Ripleys.
Yep.
Total.
Yes.
K-12, that'd be 5 Ripley's worth of kids. That's incredible.
And we're closing in on 5,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's, whether it's County Executive Wendell or anybody, they'll tell you, the poverty that we face. Everybody knows that. And even the schools that weren't in poverty before now have hit that level. You know, you've seen the outlying schools in the counties that you would think, oh, that's never going to hit there, and it has.
Wait a minute, that was the families I was doing. Let me do that. That's 10 Ripleys if we did kids.
Yeah.
So that's almost the size of Jamestown School.
Jamestown's probably, it's 5,000. Yeah, it hovers.
The reason
around
why I know
48
that because Jamestown was about 10 times the size of Ripley.
Yeah, it hovers around 4,800.
So that'd be like every kid in Jamestown.
Yep.
That's
Pretty
huge.
much.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so people, again, I always like to think about the other side of the camera as, well, who are these kids? How do you pick them? What are the eligibilities? How's that work?
There's an income and out. Well, we have our application. You can get to it from our Facebook page, which everybody goes to, Chautauqua County Toys for Tots. We also have www.chautauquacountytoysfortots.org. I mean, that's where the application the Facebook page will take you to the page.
Direct you there.
Yeah, it takes you to the link, and then you fill out the link. It has an income eligibility portion that you fill out. We ask that you show that ID when you come to pick them up. But it started out as individual families, and then it's grown now into agencies helping out. That's how you got to that number. But it's fairly simple to go. I want to say I'm probably less computer savvy than a lot of people today. So I mean, it's fairly simple to go, fill out the application, hit submit. And once it does, it's a process. It's an automatic thing. It just alerts you and where to pick up and all that.
Okay.
It's easy. I mean, it's not hard.
Now, people watching right now are saying, okay, I know a family, but they don't have a computer.
Right.
They can go to the library.
Library,
Or
phone.
you could do it for them. You can help them out, right?
We've had instances where school counselors have done it because now they're an agency, can do it on behalf of the school.
Right.
We get toys to kids a lot of different ways. It's kind of amazing how it works.
Okay.
Somebody knows somebody. Somebody fills it out. Somebody directs somebody, and there we go.
Okay, so let's keep moving the process along.
Yep.
We do this every year, and I do this on behalf of the people that are watching right now. So somebody somehow fills out a form, and then that goes to like Toys for Tots Central.
Well, Heather Brown handles, so it's Heather Brown and Terry Johnson. They started it. Lynn Newman, who is a Resource Center employee, she's up in Dunkirk. She handles the north part of the county.
Right.
I'm the muscle. They're the picture takers, and I'm the muscle of the group.
All right, so they get the application?
They get the application. Heather gets it in, and then she takes them to the warehouse where we've had a couple things that have helped us with COVID. You'd think COVID wouldn't help it. It helped us. Heather started using a thing called Sign Up Genius, which are slots like today. There's a group of volunteers as we speak at the warehouse. Mike Roberts, Allied Alarm. We would be zero without Mike Roberts from Allied Alarm. Gives us about 10,000 square feet a year to distribute. Then we take our toys up to the other place to pass out and pack. But there are volunteers there right now. They sign up for slots. They come in. Here's the application. There are no names. It just says 7-year-old boy, 9-year-old girl, 12-year-old boy. And then they circle the warehouse, choose the toys, put them in the bag, put the sticker on, and then they wait to be distributed.
Okay.
And they have totes. I don't know how to describe them. They probably fit, I would say, 25 when you think of a green garbage bag, like that size. I've personally loaded 25 of those up to upstairs of Mike's warehouse to be ready distributed, that he will take to another spot this week to organize, to pass out. And then he'll take them back to refill them.
Somehow I had this image of Christmas elves running around a warehouse. Jeff, we have some photos that we should share, and so I'll let you narrate them. So I don't know what order them. It doesn't matter. I'll let Pat talk to them.
That's a sign you'll see at our toy drop-off locations. So we have 126 locations throughout Chautauqua County.
And we'll get to those here
banks,
when we're done.
Stores and things like that. That'll identify us in a white box and things like that.
All right, let me ask right now, is anybody trying to scam you guys? Are there any wannabe Toys for Tot people?
No, we really don't run into that. You would be stunned. Now, you wouldn't be stunned, but it's surprising to me how dedicated the stores are or where the boxes are to look after them, and they take a pride in this as well. So, yeah, we have some great.
But that's the official look.
Yep. Yeah. That's their train. That's the toy train.
Oh, it just came through my earpiece from the Air Force guy, Jeff. He says, if anybody messes around, there's a Marine to answer to.
Oh, yeah. There's or some little angry old lady behind a store counter too. Yeah. So that's one of those signs that you'll see to identify us. It's a big white box. People are very used to seeing them.
Okay,
and,
super.
They're everywhere.
Okay, so what do we got here?
That is, I shared that. That is the Gary and Sinclairville Volunteer Fire Department. So we are blessed to have either office Christmas parties, toy drives in themselves. So those folks are usually our first toy drive at the Dollar General in Gary on 60, or just past Gary up in Sinclairville, where they, and Santa Claus comes. I think that's a judge or something. I mean, that's the men and women from the Volunteer Fire Company, and they hold this huge toy drive for us every year. That kind of kicks us off. They feel bad sometimes. That was a beautiful day, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't get that many toys." I'm like, "But you don't understand. Every time this picture's shown, people put a toy in that box."
Right.
So that's great. So
All right, for those listening on the radio right now, it was a picture of some volunteers and Santa Claus in that picture. Okay. We got, I think, one more.
I think that's
Holy
that's
crow,
our
look at
Toy
that.
Central. That's
All
Mike's
right,
warehouse.
Let's describe this for our listeners on WRFA. This looks like, oh my gosh, it's got to be 100 foot long anyways.
Yeah, it's long.
By about 40 maybe?
Yep.
This is a huge warehouse. What are they doing?
They're packing toys to go out to families. The table up front where you see, that's where the application starts. If you and I were there as a team and we were working together, we would take the application and then we would circle, and they're all designated teen girls, girls 10 to 12, girls 6 to 9, girls 3 to 5.
So who organizes all this? This is huge.
Heather Brown and Terry Johnson. The world
So they set up the workstations? And,
I'm the muscle. I usually
Okay.
set the workstations up. That's my job. Come October, right around after Columbus Day, I go in. Sometimes my boys, my sons are with me, my wife.
Of course.
We go and set it all up, and then we replenish it. I'll have to go probably tomorrow. I'm going to St. Bonaventure this afternoon. But tomorrow morning I'll go back down and I'll replace what was bagged with new inventory.
Wow.
So we just keep it going.
So then let's just say somebody picks up an application and they go down the rows
Yep.
and they just sort of like pick out what you need and put
What
it
they
in the
would
bag.
like, yeah. And a lot of times you'll see families come, and it's great. I was just there Wednesday, and there was Emily Shalino, who was a teacher at Faulkner. I know she's a PE teacher. She had her son there, and I was messing with him, teasing him and stuff. But he was there volunteering his time on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I mean, you'll see that a lot with families and kids. We have some volunteers that are there every time. Darcy Kramer is there all the time. Christine Baker. There's a bunch of standards. And then people just get involved with their kids and stuff too and come and volunteer.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Blue Star Mothers.
Yeah, oh yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
they
sure.
do the assembly line
Kathy
as well.
Culver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They you start at one end and you put things into a box and so forth. So it kind of reminds me of that big kind of
And that's literally, it's an assembly line. Then they go in the bin. We fill 6 or 8 bins. Pat comes down when nobody's around. Pat hauls them upstairs, and we replace them with empty ones, and off we go.
off we go.
Yeah.
All right. So now you got this bin. Then what happens to the bin?
Mike Roberts, who once again owns Allied Alarm, that's at 2020 Allen Street, is our Toy Central, we call it. He also owns a building on the corner of Blackstone and Buffalo that we learned during COVID, where we have a drive-through distribution. The agencies come and pick theirs up, the worker does on their own, and then we take all the bags, Mike does, he takes, and his employees take all the bags to Blackstone in Buffalo, where his other building is, where Terry Grisanti from the county EMT team, they come on December 16th, and knock on wood, he prevents an accident. So they set up literally an emergency response team with cones and how to get people in, and people drive in, they drive up, there will be a volunteer there with a clipboard. What's your name? Can I see your ID? They check them off. They hand that piece of paper to usually a student that volunteers. I get some kids from the high school or something. They run. The bags are alphabetized in the bins. They grab a bag from the row, bring it back, put it in the trunk, and off they go.
I hope you all wear elf hats.
Some do. So we pray for good weather that day sometimes. But
But
yeah,
you're describing this whole process, and I'm going like, holy mackerel, this takes a lot of bodies and organizations, but it sounds very organized.
we do that twice. The first Saturday and the 16th is a 6 or 7 hour day, and then we do one midweek for people that missed. People run into situations, their automobile broke down or something like that. We try to assist them as much as possible.
Okay, so let's just take an example. I don't know. Let's pick a family in Panama randomly. They fill out the form. How do they get their things?
They just get an email that says you need to be at this address on this date between this time, and they just drive in.
So and if they don't have a car, they got to get somebody to come
If
get them,
they have a relative. I mean, sometimes people come in groups. You know, a couple people in Panama would come together, and I'm so and so, I'm so and so, and off they go.
As long as you got your ID and you're pre-registered, you're good to go.
It's usually. I mean, I'd be stunned if the line gets long once in a while, but I'd be stunned if it took you more than 5 to 10 minutes, literally, to drive.
Is there a phone number people could call if they're?
We asked it everybody because of it's hard. I had a lady call me the other day. Our numbers are on the website, but we asked that everybody message us through Facebook.
Okay.
You'd be stunned how many messages I get. We all get them because we're all the admin of the thing, and we try to handpick. Heather takes care of a lot of it, but if I see a toy box that's full and I drive that route to work or something, I'll message, hey, I'm going to stop and get those. Don't worry about it, or something like that. But yeah, we use that for everything.
Okay.
Just because we're all on it.
Okay, so as promised, I'm going to read the list. Are you ready?
Okay, go for it.
It's going to take me a while.
It's a big list.
It's a big list. And if I'm saying anything, if I don't pronounce it correctly, I'm sorry. Producto
Yes.
on Turner Road. Is that in Jamestown? Where's that? Producto.
You got me.
Okay. 2980 Turner Road. Thank you. Dave Warren Chrysler Dodge Jeep on Washington Street.
Big helper.
All right. Kia of Jamestown on Washington. H&R Block on Foote Avenue.
Yep.
Kinetic over on 4th Street. What's Kinetic?
It's the internet that's come up and coming in the area.
Blackstone.
Yep.
All right. That's over on North Main Street. It says Blackstone Ney, N-E-Y.
I believe it's the one down by CVS behind Friendly's.
Okay. Chautauqua Harbor Hotel down in Celeron.
Yep.
Stone Audiology. Okay. Schultz Chevrolet on Fluvanna. Schultz Nissan Subaru on Fluvanna. So there's two different groups there. Person-centered services. I don't know that one on Fluvanna. What's?
It helps people with disabilities.
Okay. YMCA in Jamestown. Robo. That's Robo Wash. That's car wash.
Yep.
On 2nd Street. Surf Pro.
It's the plumber people.
Okay, on 2nd Street. Schultz Auto Credit on Washington Street. Starbucks on Fairmount Avenue. Serta Simmons Mattress, Parkway Drive. Now, folks, the lists I'm reading are where you can drop things off. These aren't even donors. These are locations where you see that sign for Toys for Tots. Where did I leave off? Did I say Starbucks?
Yes.
Okay. See, I got it there twice
Yeah.
for them. Starbucks on Fairmount Avenue. Serta Simmons Mattress
Yep.
on Parkway Drive. Where's that? Parkway.
Serta, isn't it up by Fairmount?
Okay. Maybe West Ellicott. Oh, Well, this says Parkway. Okay. Chautauqua Striders over on 2nd.
Yep.
Community Bank on South Main Street. Northwest Bank in Jamestown on Foote Avenue. Peppy Dental.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah, great. Lady.
Jamestown Parks Department.
Yep.
Fairmount
Enormous. Dan Stone's incredible.
Okay. Water Street Brass.
Yeah.
That's a manufacturer, I'm
Yep.
assuming. Chautauqua Plus. I'm not familiar.
That's the CHQ Plus. That's the Resource Center store downtown.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah.
Doubletree Hilton.
Yep.
On 4th. Venture Forth. What's that?
Is that a Capital, Venture Forth Capital?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Finance. Okay, and that's Southern Chautauqua County. We don't have a list for Northern Chautauqua County.
If they're not there, I mean, like I say, Kirk's, you name it up there. I mean, it's the schools do it, the Dollar Trees, the Dollar Generals. That, like you say, people will call us all the time and say, hey, I have a donation. So instead of meeting us or driving to Faulkner when you don't have to drive to Faulkner, where do you live? Well, I'm in Lakewood. Do you know where Northwest Bank is? And like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll drop it in there.
There you
They
go.
have one. So
Okay.
it's just convenient, and we have volunteers. My father-in-law is a volunteer.
Super.
He mans the box. He has a list. He goes by and checks it a couple times a week, brings them to the warehouse, and simple.
Okay. So I was given the task not long ago to buy a present for my 3-year-old great niece, and I stood there at the store and I just and so finally I found something. But what if you're not a good gift picker outer? Do you take cash donations?
We absolutely do. You can find that to fill those gaps of the ages. People, it's great. Like, they think of kids and like the 3-year-old. Like, that's a tough age. So we then have, if we're in a pinch, we have a deal with Ollie's. Ollie's is picked up where Toys R Us used to leave off. So when you go to Ollie's, they ask you if you'd like to donate your change, and then at the end of the year, we get a shopping spree at Ollie's to buy toys or games or something like that. So those are some things that we have. But yeah, monetary is a huge, because we have to buy. We have to buy. We'll get a need on December 15th, and with the holiday rush and the general, we couldn't get toys here from California or wherever they're coming from quick enough, so we have to go buy.
Okay.
And that's what we do. I mean, or if we see an age division running low.
Well, on behalf of Chautauqua Sunrise and the crew, there's our donation.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That's
See how easy that was, folks?
You have
I'm
no
a
idea.
terrible toy picker-outer, but I can write a check.
That's what I mean, people, I feel bad. Thank you for doing that for all of you. But that's, I just took a call this week from a sweet lady, and she just said, I've done this in the past. I donated these bikes and the bank. I said, she said, do you want that? And I said, ma'am, it's not up to me. If you want to do that, great. If you want to bring them to the bank, great. If you want to meet me somewhere, I'll get them from you. Money works just as well. Bikes are big. We do give out a lot of bikes, but any little part helps. Stocking stuffers, we do a big toy, a little toy, and a couple stocking stuffers. We'll go get decks of Uno cards or something like that and pass them out. Yeah, so it's anything.
Okay, I got a note here. We got to talk about parade, and we're running out of time. So
Okay.
what's going on?
So we actually are going to do a toy drive at the parade. Next week, Saturday, December 2nd, is the Jamestown Jingle and Mingle Winter Festival /
there it
Holiday
is.
Parade.
Okay.
This thing is a mountain in Jamestown. It's crazy. There's over 150 floats that we'll see at in the parade itself at 6 o'clock. But during the day, we're having a winter festival at down in Tracy Plaza on 3rd Street. We're going to have a character meet and greet with cookies and hot chocolate with Buddy the Elf and Olaf and Anna, and there'll be some Grinch will be down there. We have horse and carriage rides from noon to 3. You just show up,
cool.
downtown Jamestown, jump on a horse and carriage. Snappy Accidents photo booth will be there. That's Miss Conti, a young lady I do some business with, and she will be there just to take a Christmas picture if you guys want to take a picture with some props and stuff.
All right, what's Nerds Gone Wild? What is
Nerds
that?
Gone Wild is an 80s tribute band out of Buffalo. So Charity Noose and friends will be there from 2,
sure.
Yeah, from 2 to 3:30.
Nice.
They'll take a little break. Nerds Gone Wild will go there, and then the parade goes at 6.
Okay.
Those are our sponsors on the bottom. Doesn't happen without it. I hope to do a Toys for Tots. My son, who's graduated, his track team has stepped up to do a Toys for Tots drive. So from noon to 3, we'll have it advertised that you can drive by and drop off a toy.
Where?
On the corner of 3rd and Spring. There'll be a police car. Chief Jackson has promised me a police car right now. Hope to have a fire truck, and they can just pull up, drive through, drop off. Pull up Spring.
So that's way down by the school? Down in that area?
Yeah, just up from the school, just on 3rd.
I have to think about my Jamestown map here.
Yep.
All right, well, super. So that's coming up next Saturday, and that starts at what time?
Noon, all the festivities
So
will
all
begin,
that-
and then
so all
6
that-
o'clock will be the parade with the fireworks show to follow at 8.
Super. All right, we're down to less than a minute, Pat. So I'm going to let you kind of wrap things up for us. Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and my guest has been Pat Smeraldo, who's representing Toys for Tots. So, Pat, what do you want to tell folks and give them any information they need?
We definitely appreciate the support you give us. Thank you.
You betcha.
It's huge, and we need it because, it's 5 Jamestown. It's 10 Ripley's, things like that. It's kind of crazy. So anything you could do, drop off a toy, a monetary donation, anything you could do will be a huge help.
Is there an age group that you're hurting on right now?
No, we haven't reached that point yet.
Hadn't
Not yet. We will. We'll put it, and we'll put that out on the Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. That's our we'll put it out. Like, if anybody wants to grab something and they see something for a 6-year-old boy, that's what we need, and we do that.
All right.
Yeah, it's great.
So no gift will be unwelcome.
No. Not at this point. Not this time of year.
All right, super. All right, and once again, if you go to your Facebook page, which is called
Chautauqua County Toys for Tots.
Toys for
You'll
Tots.
see the bear and the sleigh.
All right, and you're going to be collecting right along,
Yep.
and distribution will be December
16th.
16th.
Saturday, December 16th.
All right. So get online, folks. If you know somebody that's in a situation where they could use some toys this year, even if kids, mom and dad already have some toys, this might be able to round things out and make it for a little bit merrier
Absolutely,
Christmas.
yeah.
All right. And there is no phone number, but again, the information is on Facebook.
Yeah, messages on Facebook.
All right, super. Well, Pat, thanks for joining us.
Thank
And
you, Doc, very much so.
Thank you to all of you guys and your volunteers to do things for our kids in Chautauqua County. And I know you have other events throughout the year, so make sure you keep me
Absolutely,
praise
I'll
of
be
those.
back.
Okay, folks. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed today's show and think about supporting Toys for Tots. Those are our kids here in Chautauqua County, throughout the county. It's just not in one area. All right, we're going to do this all again next Saturday morning from 9 to 10. And you can check us out on Facebook and YouTube and all those other places. I guess Twitter. I don't know where else I am. So take care, and we'll see you next week. And stay warm. Bye-bye now.